Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having an awesome day. Sorry, I just got out of the shower, so my hair is wet and kind of crazy, but you're gonna have to deal with that kind of thing sometimes. And also, I'm very excited because I've been looking at a lot of YouTube tutorials on trying to do like a winged eyeliner. So I'm trying that out. So let me know what you think. This is probably the best one I've ever done. Maybe. So I'm very excited about it. Let's see what's happening on the Instagram. Hi Ashley, hi Abigail. How's it going, guys? Okay, so I'm super excited because I wanted to come in here today with you guys and answer another question about meal prepping. So all this week I'm answering questions about meal prepping, and I've had so many awesome questions from you guys. And what's great is that I love answering these questions because I want to make meal prepping easier, more efficient, and just way simpler than I think a lot of people think it is. So this is such a great question, and it is in regards to storing food. So last week, if you go back, if you're on Facebook, you'll see in my Facebook group, Get Nourished with Renata, you can see all of last week's questions about meal prepping, but also on YouTube, you can just search for it as well. Last week, we talked about the 3 different kinds of storage containers you can use for your meal prepping. And what was so great was that my friend Randy actually asked me another really, really good question yesterday. And she asked, can you freeze glass? So this is such a great question because I think a lot of times people might have some misconceptions about if you can freeze glass or not. So I wanted to dispel those myths now, hopefully, so that you can be more comfortable about the use of your glass containers if that is something that you have. So I want to have a look and see here if Randy's on. Hi, Anne. How's it going? Okay, so happy that Anne is there. Anne is one of my really good friends. So I'm so happy that you were able to join me today. Yay. Okay, so the question today is, can you freeze glass? And the answer is yes, you can absolutely freeze glass containers. So I'm talking about things like Pyrex containers that might have the glass base, usually with some kind of wall, if it's rectangular or circular, and then it will have usually some kind of plastic or rubber lid that goes on top. There are a few things to keep in mind when you are freezing glass. So first of all, if you have created a casserole and you bake it in the oven and you know you're going to keep it for later, do not put it immediately into the freezer from the oven. You definitely want to let it cool down to room temperature and then put it in the freezer. So any really, really quick changes in temperature are going to make the glass break. And that is with any kind of glass, whether it be like a Pyrex container or let's see, I think like Corelle is another brand, or even if you have glass jars that you want to put into the freezer. Don't put something hot in it or have something hot in it and then immediately put it into the fridge or freezer. Give it that time, and like we discussed last week, you have a 2-hour window to put it from the cooking period into the cooling or the freezing period. So you have 2 hours there to do that. So that's the very, very first thing to be aware of when you are going to put things into the freezer, especially glass. Make sure that it cools down before you put it into your freezer. Now, the second thing that I covered with Randy yesterday, and this was something that she wasn't aware of before, so I wanted to share it with you guys because maybe you don't know as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're all learning as we go. But I have learned this the hard way, so I wanted to share it with you too. When you put something glass in your freezer that has a liquid in it, like say you have a glass jar with chicken stock or something in it and you want to freeze it, do not fill that jar up all the way and then close it and put it in the freezer, because what will happen? Well, when we think about making ice cubes in an ice tray, what happens to the water as it freezes? It expands. And when that chicken stock in the jar expands and the lid is on tight and it's filled up all the way to the top, the jar is going to burst. It's going to break in the freezer, and there's nothing worse than having to clean up broken glass in the freezer, because it's so hard to tell the difference between what is glass and what might be like a crystal of ice. So when you are putting something in the freezer, you want to leave, and it is a liquid, you want to leave about a 3/4 inch to an inch gap at the top so that it allows for expansion as the liquid freezes. So that is for any kind of glass container, whether it be a rectangular one, a round one, a jar, anything like that. Just don't fill it up all the way to the top. Give it a little bit of room, about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, and then put the lid on. And that will just help to prevent the glass from breaking as the liquid inside of it expands. So one thing to be aware of that's really, really important, and something that I had to learn the hard way, as I mentioned, But let's have a look and see if there's any questions here on Instagram. Hi, Cynthia, how are you? How's it going? Okay, so I'm super excited about answering that question because this is something that I think a lot of us struggle with when it comes to how to store the food. So definitely look into glass containers if that is something that you want to do, like in terms of keeping away from BPAs, which is basically so an additive in some plastics that people are concerned about the repercussions of potential cancers caused by the BPA. Other people like glass because it's more environmentally friendly. If you already have glass, go ahead and use it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just keep in mind those few tips when you do want to take it from, for instance, the oven to the freezer or the fridge. So you want to avoid those quick changes in temperature, and you also want to make sure you leave enough room at the top of the container so that you don't have the glass container break in the freezer. Okay, so what I'm so excited about now is that both today and tomorrow I have 2 webinars about meal prepping. So I'm sharing with you for free my 3 keys to meal prep like a pro. I'm so excited about this. I think that webinars are so fun because you get to really dive deep into a specific topic. So if meal prepping is something that you really want to level up your game in this year, I highly recommend that you come to this webinar. Once again, it's completely free. I'm just giving you this information, but it's a little bit easier to do it in a webinar because I can give you even more tips. I can answer your questions one-on-one, and you also get a bonus when you go to the webinar. So I think a lot of the times people feel like meal prep food can be so boring and bland, and I disagree. I want to show you how easy it is to add lots and lots of flavor to your meal prepping. So to do that, as a bonus, if you join this webinar, you're going to get my 5 healthy store-bought sauces. These are 5 sauces that you can literally purchase at most grocery stores or even online to add quick and delicious flavor to any ingredient. And what I love about that is you don't need to worry about making a sauce. You just pick it up from the grocery store or you order it online. It gets shipped to you and you don't have to worry about a thing. So any meal that you have can easily be jazzed up with some delicious flavor. So that is my freebie that you get when you come to the webinar, which is once again today at 1 o'clock Central as well as tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central. And you can join up by going to the link in my bio on Instagram or underneath this video here on Facebook. I'm going to post the links as well. So also, I wanted to let you know, duh, how could I forget? I also have a brand new course out, which is called 30-Minute Meal Prep. I'm so excited about this course because I really, really believe that meal prepping is a solution for a lot of the challenges that people face around getting healthy and delicious meals on the table quickly. I'm a huge advocate for meal prepping because I absolutely remember being that person coming home from a really long day at work and trying to figure out, what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna make for my family? And really quickly, because everyone's getting hangry, you know, the kids are frustrated and crying and they're hungry. And I mean, basically my husband and I are doing the same thing. So meal prepping became a real way of life for me because I love the ability to make, you know, lots of different meals quickly, efficiently, and not have to worry about what we're gonna eat. So we don't need to go and order out. We don't need to, you know, eat food that's going to make us feel bad later on. So I really love meal prepping for that reason. And I wanted to show you that you can literally get it done in 30 minutes. So using my strategic 4-step plan, which I've developed over basically the last 7 years of meal prepping, you can make a couple of meals in 30 minutes that will last you for 2 or 3 days. So I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna have the link for it here underneath the Facebook video as well once I'm done. But also if you head over to Instagram and just click the link in my bio, I have a link there to have a look at the course. I honestly believe there is a ton of value in that course and you're getting it for a really great price. So if you're considering it, I really think that this is a great opportunity to buy it, because at this time of year, we all have those aspirations to be healthier, and this is a great way of doing it. And it's almost like, you know, the hidden key to getting a healthier you this year is to really embrace the meal prepping strategy. So go ahead and check it out. I'm super excited about it. And I wanted to let you know too, I'm not gonna have this course around forever. I'm actually gonna be closing the doors to this course next week. So it's only going to be available for 1 more week after this. So please, 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 if you're at all interested in it, Go ahead and get it now. Also, if you're on my email list, I'm going to be sending out a special offer to everyone on my email list. So make sure you get into the email list today before that email comes out tomorrow, because that special is only going to be for people on my email list. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that couple of tips about freezing glass containers. Make sure you keep that in mind. I don't want you to have broken glass in your freezer. That is the worst. Okay, let's see what's happening on the Instagram. Can you freeze glass with a plastic lid? That comes from Anne. Yes, you absolutely can. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, plastic is something that easily goes into the freezer, so you can absolutely freeze in glass that has a plastic lid. No worries about that. Okay, any other questions, you guys? Let me know, let me know. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I super appreciate it. You guys are the best. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, I hope to see you at the webinar once again today and tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time. And go ahead and check out the course. I would really appreciate it. I sincerely want to help people make healthy eating even more accessible, even easier, even simpler this year. So help me with that by checking out the course and spreading the message. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you again. I will talk to you tomorrow for another question about meal prepping. Thank you, everyone.